1972, they got caught bugging the Democrats in the Watergate building. Nixon tried to cover it up, but he was exposed by the Washington Post. As a result of Watergate, investigative journalists in America and Britain became the heroes of the age. And in the 70s, they uncovered all sorts of bad people.
That's your word, sir.
Who often beat them up. But then, the journalists began to uncover the strangest thing. They found corruption in the heart of the elites who ran their country. Politicians and civil servants took bribes. The security services assassinated people illegally.
Right.
Policemen concocted evidence and sold drugs.
I'm here to look into the disturbing case of Mrs. Joyce Brown.
And even senior doctors covered up terrible mistakes. And as the journalists exposed all this, they began to sound like Richard Nixon. But Kissinger thought that strengthening the Arabs would destabilize his balance of power. So he set out to do the very opposite, to fracture the power of the Arab countries by dividing them and breaking their alliances, so they would keep each other in check. Kissinger now played a double game, or as he termed it, constructive ambiguity. In a series of meetings, he persuaded Egypt to sign a separate agreement with Israel. But at the same time, he led Assad to believe that he was working for a wider peace agreement, one that would include the Palestinians. In reality, the Palestinians were ignored. They were irrelevant to the structural balance of the global system.
The hallmark of Kissinger's thinking about international politics is its structural design. Everything is always connected in his mind to everything else. But his first thoughts are on that level, on the structural global balance of power level.
He was called Vladislav Surkov. Surkov came originally from the theatre world, and those who have studied his career say that what he did was take avant-garde ideas from the theatre and bring them into the heart of politics. Surkov's aim was not just to manipulate people, but to go deeper and play with and undermine their very perception of the world, so they are never sure what is really happening. Surkov turned Russian politics into a bewildering, constantly changing piece of theatre. He used Kremlin money to sponsor all kinds of groups, from mass anti-fascist youth organisations to the very opposite, neo-Nazi skinheads. And liberal human rights groups who then attacked the government. Surkov even backed whole political parties that were opposed to President Putin. But the key thing was that Surkov then let it be known that this was what he was doing, which meant that no one was sure what was real or what was fake in modern Russia. As one journalist put it, it's a strategy of power that keeps any opposition constantly confused.